is exactly what Uhuru Kenyatta wanted. And some people went around and made President Uhuru Kenyatta look like he had nothing to offer. The judges became so much of activists, zombies, and they did destroy the BBI. So here we are back to the same situation like in 2007. I was in that country, and I'm going to be there. I will be there. I will witness what type of elections. But I don't think there will be good elections if we start with this side. Thank you.
You know, when you say that, there are people who cannot imagine that scenario happening where there will be no elections, because so many people are heavily invested. Campaigns are already ongoing for not only for the presidency but for different seats as well. And there are those who are saying, you know, the constitution has to be followed to the latter in terms of, you know, when the elections are done. I mean, we know when the elections are done. We knew it in 2017 that 2022 there'll be an election. We knew it even in 2013 that 2022 there'll be an election. Why is it that we don't prepare ourselves, you know, adequately? What, like, you know, just 10 months to an election, you find that, you know, now people are, you know, blowing the whistle and saying, you know, this one, we need to do 3G in polling stations. Why have we not been doing that all along? Putting the 3G up, making sure that, you know, systems are functioning, so that when elections are coming, because you know how they say about a pregnancy. A pregnancy is not a shock affair. You have 9 months to prepare to know that a baby is coming. What is the problem with African countries like ourselves?
I think one of the biggest problems with Africa is Africa itself and Africans. The way we were separated from the European continent, we became a problem. That everybody wants to experiment on us. Everybody wants to experiment on black people on the continent of Africa. Even Africans themselves, like Chebukati, and you people in Kenya, like you, Mr. Levy, you want to experiment on Matsanga. How is he? Will he perform? But if a white professor comes on timetable and tells you, don't hold the elections because there will be a trigger. It will be a trigger of mechanism towards violence in 2022. You would agree with him. But if Matsanga keeps on singing about elections in 2022, you'll call him a Ugandan, you'll call him names, you'll call him a liar, you'll call him a sycophant of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Now you have come to ban your own tongues. Are you not banning your tongue, Mr. Levy Kones? I told
you. We are not banning our tongues.
Yeah, you are. Huh? Because there is no... You see, the telephone communication, which you are going to rely on, already that is gerrymandering. The telephone communication is not available in all parts where people are supposed to have the results coming to register. First, you have what is an election? It's not a day's event of going to vote. An election is a preparation of a catalog or cocktail of so many ingredients, including voter education, demarcation of constituencies, equity, equitable distribution of all the voters. You can't have too many voters in one place and too many less in the other one. You are not doing an election. That's what the BBI wanted to address. You can't have one constituency with 300,000 people and call it an election. When the other constituency, you are not going to do a proportional representation. You are doing a direct election. Which constituency you come, who wins takes the whole. So you cannot call these elections. Does Africa really understand what elections are? Do you yourself in Kenya, do you understand what an election is? What is an election? Why do you go to elect every 5 years? Why don't you just do your other things the way we used to govern ourselves? Why have you decided to elect like the British, who have been there from 1,800 years? Their democracy is civilized. They can call an election.
What should we have done?
Tomorrow.
Should we have had no democracy?
We should have allowed, we should first of all look at the Chinese method. Why are you not looking at us? Have you seen any Chinese MP walking in the streets of Nairobi with a briefcase and sleeping in a hotel calling himself a Chinese MP? Show me one from your terrible place. Maybe they are hidden in the terrible. I understand there are so many people running around the terrible. Which
I don't know of
tell
any.
me. Yeah, but you have not told me, but I've found out. There are so many people around your constituency. Maybe some Chinese are there MPs or something like that. But I'm saying
I don't know which people you're talking about, but I want to move into the political movements.
Yeah, no. Let me finish the point here.
Yeah.
You have never seen a Chinese MP. There is no MP in China, but China lends you money. Why? Why? How does it lend you money when they have no MPs? Here in Kenya, we have MPs. Here in Uganda, we have so many MPs driving gasolers, big cars, even stealing everything from, they steal from, they take everything, allowances, whatever. Oh my God. How on earth can one day Africa change from one situation to the other? We don't understand elections.
I hear you. Let me switch gears a bit and talk about two things. The first one is the Deputy President had a visit to Migori over the weekend, and he was in Migori County. He was hosted by the Governor Okoth Obado, and it seemed there was quite a good turnout for him. He said there that he was ready to work with small parties, and he even pledged that if he became president, he would not, do any, give any problems to those that were rivaling him, like Raila Odinga, and and he would also take care of the former president. What did you think of that, of his Migori tour? Is it a sign that things are changing? People of Migori are embracing other people from other places and giving them a chance to sell their agenda?
First of all, Migori Nyanza has been a mixed bag.
Sorry?
Migori in Nyanza province, or Nyanza, in Luo Nyanza, has been a mixed bag, a political mixed bag. Migori governor has been passing on another ticket, not ODM. But I don't think he has got that energy anymore because of the dented image that he had and the cases that involve so many criminal activities. So that is not a very big worry for Raila Odinga. Forget about Migori. Migori will vote Raila Odinga. If I were Ruto, I will begin. Who is Ruto to tell people that he will forgive others? The people should even be thinking of forgiving him first. And I think even you, when you hear such words, you will need more tea now. Because I can see you need hot water. Someone is saying that you will forgive Uhuru Kenyatta. What has Uhuru Kenyatta done? What has he done? That if you are going to be a leader, that you start with those type of statements, why can't he forgive Harun Aidin? Where is Harun Aidin? Yes.
He's just pacifying the waters, given the fact that, a lot of people are aware that...
You can't pacify what is there. You have not yet reached there. How will you forgive people? What have they done? What about them? They have not told you they have anything wrong with them. Deputy President, my young man, Deputy President Samoei William Ruto is paranoid. He's got paranoia, a very bad disease. He doesn't, if he doesn't go to church and ask God every day for unforgiveness, in fact, he has got that unforgiveness tendency. He carries the grudge. Let him not carry grudge. He is paranoid. In fact, psychiatrists should look at Ruto and advise him to the things he's doing, he's saying now are paranoia. So such a man, if he came to Europe, I would pay for his medical treatment for free, because he would have to be tested before you hand him power. So there's that paranoia and the hatred. So you don't start putting things that are not there actually. who has said they hate you, so you know you hate them, so you know what they have done, you will forgive them. That is paranoia. You are starting to bring the politics of paranoia, which is very not welcome. Nobody has said he's going to revenge on anybody. This is an election. First of all, people are talking about whether the election will be there.
Some would call it an olive branch.
An olive branch.
Where you are telling, the people who may not be for you, so to speak, that I'm going to be okay with you guys.
Boss, I studied that subject of conflict resolution. That's why I'm calling it Ruto. If I were to remediate the problem of Kenya, I would start by removing bad mangoes and the good mangoes, separate them. One of the bad mangoes of Kenyan politics is Ruto. You put him aside, then you talk to him later. Then deal with these others. They were Kina Mudavadi, Musalia, and Kalonzo and others, and then the Dwale. You see, he's the wrong man, Dwale, who is very close to him, says he's not even trusted. He has never been trusted on anything. Never will he be trusted, even when he tells you he's gonna pay you 5,000 shillings. He cannot pay you. I'm telling you, he's not. He has a credibility problem. And I'm telling you frankly, some of us here, we are not children to lament because we are not born because we want Ruto was existing. If we tell you the stories of Mr. Ruto, I don't think you'd like them.
Okay,
so
let me ask you.
Let me tell you, we ask for him to have a heart of forgiveness, to have a heart of remove that hurting. That thing is hurt. When he talks about Vitendawili, Kitakisi, said Uhuru Kenyatta did this to me. He has forgotten that Uhuru Kenyatta paid his legal fees. So, people forget so easily. Did he have money to pay legal fees? No. So I know everything about the ICC.
Yeah, clearly.
Did he tell me right he paid? No, did he tell me right he paid the legal fees? Where did he get the money?
Clearly.
He forget.
We don't know. But clearly, Daktari, you have an axe. You actually have an axe to grind there. Now, let me ask you.
I don't have an axe. An axe with a younger guy who I was born.
Huh?
For me, I don't have an axe. I have forgiven. I've moved on. I like him as a younger man, but I don't like his behavior of hate, of ego, of corruption, and the other things that he does every day. They
would all be called allegations, brother.
You can call them ego. Can't you see his ego? Can't you see the way he changes his shirts every day? Ego. Have you studied psychology?
Don't we all change our shirts every day, Daktari?
I don't. I don't change it to impress. I change it to wear. There's a difference there. You haven't studied psychology beyond me. And you are not going to challenge me on this television station.
I hear
know
you.
What an ego is. The ego, what that has killed South Sudan, of Riek Machar and Salva Kiir, is the ego that Ruto has.
The rest is still ongoing.
What is wrong? No. You have brought this subject. What is wrong with Ruto going back to His Excellency the President and say, Your Excellency, you are the President, I'm wrong. What's wrong? Does he need us to tell him to do that? Have you seen the people?
You see many Kenyans.
No. Have you seen the people in the Central Province running away? Very soon, let me tell you.
Many of us do not know what the real problem is. Speaking.
No. By February, Ruto will look behind. There will be nobody in Central Province following him. Yes, they are discovering so many things. And if he doesn't have any supporters elsewhere, he will be dry with his white lips, standing in the terrible alone.
Okay, let me ask you something else.
Ngoja, I tell the truth, and I predicted the truth. Haven't you seen the politics of Central Province changing on him? People saying this guy is showing you the signs. And for me, I tell the truth, because I want a Kenya, a better Kenya, stable Kenya, with peace. But this guy people are doing things, is puncturing everything. He punctured the BBI. He went to the Twitter and celebrated. God has talked. So God let him, God talk and stop Mount Kenya from running away from him. Let God stop. Others have not started yet, man. You think you are the only one in the arena? People are going to come in the arena, you see the politics will change. Wacha tuambiane ukweli.
Kweli. Kweli.
Next question.
Haya.
Next question.
Tuambiane ukweli. Speaking of kuambiana ukweli, as you speak of kuambiana ukweli. Gideon Moi is probably going to be endorsed as a presidential candidate this week on the 30th Congress meeting. And they have given, the elders met over the weekend and they said that,
Yes.
it's time for Gideon. What are your thoughts about that?
Gideon Moi is my friend. His father gave me the first gun to go and fight. I love the family. But the politics of Kenya cannot have two tribes only ruling for now. Kalenjin and Kikuyu. No. And that is the hard politics that is going to leave Ruto with white lips very soon.
So you're saying he cannot... There
No.
are those who argue differently, Daktari, who say that, we should look at merit, that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you qualify...
No.
If you qualify,
No.
then you qualify.
I teach political science. I know what voting pattern, what incentives of voting pattern. The voting pattern in Kenya is we want a new tribe at the helm. We want somebody new who has never been there. That is the mood now. That's going to be the mood and the catchword, the catchphrase.
But that would entrench tribalism, the very thing we say we don't want to happen.
Why? Moi was there for 24 years.
No, Daktari. That would be preaching tribalism.
Moi was there for 24 years. Ruto has been there for 10 years doing the same job.
Still, Daktari. People would say, look at it this way, Daktari. Some would say, if you use that only as a qualification.
Why don't you allow me to finish? I'm trying to develop a point of Moi, whether Moi is eligible or not. My brother Gideon Moi is not going to declare presidency. He will declare to support for Raila Amolo Odinga.
Yeah, I think it's very sad.
So no. Can you record that down and ask me?
I'll take note. I'll take note and I'll ask you.
Yes, take note. You studied the journalism. I studied the political science to the highest iota, the last iota on earth, and in this nation where I'm speaking from, United Kingdom. So I did not lie. That's where civilization came from, where the subject of politics came from. I have done analysis.
The Standard also reports today.
Yes.
The Standard is reporting that Mutai Kagwe might be in the race. Now, you have Mutai Kagwe, you've got Mukisa Kitui, who was also put as a Bukusu elder the other day. You've got Musalia Mudavadi, who has been making inroads in Central mostly right now. You've got Raila Amolo Odinga, who was out in Laikipia also doing his campaigns. You have people who are putting themselves up there and saying, we are presidential contenders.
Yes, everybody can put up, but can you win? Can you win a national vote that can convince you? I told you last week, Musalia Mudavadi, even if you bring Sahara Desert, turn it into water and give it to him, he cannot win an election in Kenya. He needs to join hands with somebody else.
Why not? Because he said. Let me ask you.
Please.
So are you saying
the problem is that you ask me, then you don't want me to tell you?
No. Let me put it properly so that you answer the correct structure. Maybe it's just I'm trying to get this question. Here is the biggest problem I have with all this thing. Are we saying, Daktari, that we don't have politics of ideology at all, that all our politics is purely tribe-based, that we cannot bring an agenda and convince people who are not our indigenous people to accept our agenda
The politics
and vote for us. You're saying we are too far gone. We only see things from our tribal basis and nothing else.
Let me tell you, the politics of gender, of tribes, is everywhere. In Britain, where I am now, you cannot have, we have never had an Irish prime minister. We have only had a two Scottish prime ministers so far that I have seen. My friend, the late Smith, who died, was my closest friend in the Labour Party. And the other one was the Chancellor who took over from Tony Blair, another friend of mine, Gordon Brown. Those are people coming from Scotland. The rest come from the mainland here. In Surrey, in Kent, we have Theresa May coming from Kent, near a few miles away in Kent, Orpington, where I am. So, look, politics can be on universal suffrage system, on international scale can be a subject for everybody. For everybody, we want unity, but politics remains local. The Kenyan politics remains local, that you cannot do without your origin and then come and say, I am now part and parcel of the situation. It is impossible. So in that circumstance, I believe that all these people, Musyoka, Mudavadi, Mori, and whoever is coming up, after all, Kibwana is closer to Raila Odinga than anybody else. So I believe that can be sorted out, and that is what President Uhuru Kenyatta is doing. You know, Uhuru Kenyatta is a consensus president, like Chancellor Merkel of Germany, who retired yesterday from politics and went home. She has been a consensus president. And what Uhuru Kenyatta is doing is trying to find a consensus of unity of purpose. Without a unity of purpose, we shall have second round of elections. And therefore, if you don't have that, you'll spend more money. And that is exactly what I've been telling you. That is better to prepare very well, give time to people to register, to educate themselves, to find able coalitions and pre-coalitions, coalitions for the government formation. And then you can begin talking about unity and then give elections. But the way things are going, my dear brother, the Kenyan elections seem to be the elections that will end up for a rerun.
Now, there is a plan, according to the dailies, that there are many, and they're calling them pro-handshake MPs, who want to bring a motion to Parliament to enact legislation to bar anyone who is accused of any crimes of related to graft corruption from contesting any seat in 2022. What do you think? That
is very good. In fact, that is much welcome. That is chapter 6. Very good. Nobody will. That is very good. Very good. And that is another way, because in Singapore, you could not run for an election if you had an allegation of any money stolen in your company. The Prime Minister then, who changed Singapore, would not allow you even to smell near a government car. Now, instead of shooting instead of shooting the thieves by firing squad in Kenya. Like what Rwanda does not joke with the thieves. You know that.
Yeah, but they don't shoot them, they just throw them in jail also.
No, Rwanda throws you in jail. What is the difference? 50 years in jail and being shot is better, isn't it? It's better you die.
I don't know which is better. I think they're both terrible things.
No, I'm now telling you. I'm telling you it's
they're both
better
terrible things, actually. Huh?
than to spend 50 years surely alive when you don't see your children. It is a torment. So if Kenyans MPs are moving to change that.
Yeah, they want to amend the Leadership and Integrity Act. And yes. Of course, there are some who are saying it's a tall order.
No, nobody will help, will refuse. Please, let them do, even the judges. Before any judge applies for any post, they check him if he has ever been allegedly been a lawyer who has swindled somebody's money. That will be the best way that Kenya will clean corruption. The money will come back. People will not be corrupt. You will be in parliament. You will speak freely. You will be able to tell people that I am worth the salt that is salt, not saltless.
Yeah, there are those who feel that this will really, it will hit a bump because of the law, that there is a presumption of innocence until proven guilty.
And whether as soon as you.
So if you're bad based on a charge, will it then go against that law?
If you go and clear yourself, you come back and.
Because what's to stop me from saying, Matsanga, you're corrupt, and then tomorrow you're bad?
No, but you know very well your uncle here is not corrupt. You know very well what I have is what I share with you, isn't it?
No. If I say that and then tomorrow you're bad.
No.
I'm saying, for example, tomorrow you're bad from an election because I just said, Matsanga is corrupt. And then when you are charged, before you prove anything, you are told you can't run for anything.
They will put safeguards so that not every time a carry will come and say, Kones, you stole 200 million. When you don't even look like 10,000 or 20,000, there is the public will see. But there are people who have stolen and they come to tell us, when did I steal? These are people against me because I'm Luo. These people against me because I'm Kikuyu. These people against me because I'm Kalenjin. They are only witch hunting us. They make work very easy by going back. Difficult by going back to tribes. So if the MPs are changing the law, the DPP will decide whether you have a case or not. It is not a matter of blacklisting you without a decision. And then the courts come up with very good, and if they change the law, they must also change the law in the courts so that we don't blame much every day about the judges. Judges are using the same law to give people bail to go home. In Rwanda, Uganda, if you have stolen money, last week, Museveni sentenced his own relative to 42 years in jail for embezzling money. You read it. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
42 years. That's Museveni's relative from his home. That is the type of sentence we want. We want to hear 42 years. Even somebody 100 years, like Facebook, that someone could go down, given that if they bring that law, one of your presidential candidates will be in jail for 100 years. Because of everything in Kenya, he is involved. Everything, even if it is talking about, and if you talk about money, he has a hand there. So you will not miss to have put your hand in the jar to steal government money. Thank you.
Now let me ask, and time is about to be up.
We have 10 minutes.
One of the things being reported is that COVID-19 admissions have dropped, which is a good thing. However, if you look at the political rallies going on, you still see quite, big crowds around vehicles, around places, and everyone is still doing them. It's interesting that even while we say there will be strict adherence to these laws, they don't apply still. There's still a curfew. For some people, it doesn't apply. They still talk of masks, social wearing, and social distance. What does it say about the government measures to implement? And where should we point the fingers where implementation is not working, Dr.
First of all, let me tell you frankly that the situation of COVID-19 is very, very real.
Yeah. Tell us how things are there, and then tell us here.
In London, people don't wear masks, but me, I'm wearing masks in the UK. I have been wearing the mask since I arrived here. And I want, first of all, to thank President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta for having, and the British Prime Minister, my friend Boris Johnson, for having made it very possible for Kenyans to be able to come to the United Kingdom. It's very easy. Don't, if you have your certificate, if you have been, just go online, book your ticket, and book this with somebody who will, after 2 days, if you have a place where you are going, you go, or you're home, you go and test yourself again. There is no bad hassle, there is no more problems for anybody coming from Kenya. That is very, very good. And they hear, people are observing, here, people observe. I went to church yesterday, in my church, which I've gone to for 35 years. I was very pleased with the discipline there. There is a barcode on the door. You just show your phone and it will click to the person there. Then they can allow you. The temperature will be read. There is quite a lot of activities on COVID-19 in UK. They have put their measures. They have put there in trains, you don't sit. If you are coughing, you go. You have to make sure that you stay home. People here are disciplined. This whole thing needs discipline. And the Kenyans need to have discipline. Those who are howling people for rallies should be disciplined themselves. You should tell people, I will come and meet you in small groups, maybe in town hall meetings. But these big rallies could actually bring back Kenya to a level where people could begin again doing quite a lot of, putting a lot of embargo on the United Kingdom, on Kenyan Republic. But so far, it is so good, but I'm worried about the political rallies that could bring another increase in COVID-19 cases.
So I was asking you, so you say who's really to blame? Because, when we look at the government, they talk tough about the measures. But when it comes to politicians, that's not the case.
I think we should blame all of us. We should blame each other. All the people, even the people. You yourself, do you wash your hands? How many times do you wash your hands? Some people have forgotten washing hands. Some people on the supermarket, they just enter, when askaris tell them, they say, well, wacha, minanua kitu minaenda. No, we should begin by doing the things that the SPOs, that the Ministry of Health has told us. This thing is not yet gone. This thing is very bad. Here for people to reach, they have everything that they need. And that's why they are still available. And that's why they are still working. And they are still, their economy is working. And you see most of the drivers are not even there because everybody is scared of driving those long-haul vehicles. They are now advertising for nurses from Kenya, nurses from Zimbabwe, nurses from Uganda. There is quite a lot of activities here in the Commonwealth. And once the Commonwealth takes over, the empire will grow stronger. And Her Majesty's government, I thank them so much for focusing on Africa and making sure that Kenya becomes the hub of Africa. I am very impressed And I'm going to loud that message more and more when I meet officials in this country before I go to another place in Europe. I'm very, very, very impressed. And I will be moving from one place to the other. I will be going to Chatham House. I will be going to International Institute of Strategic Studies, where I'm a full-time member. I will be visiting my former university. And I will be doing quite a lot of things to find out the SPOs, how are people adhering to the guidelines of COVID. People are walking without masks, but most people, some of them you see here, they have masks. For me, I've not removed my mask. I'm just removed it because I'm in my house, and I'm able now to. Everybody in my house is vaccinated. My wife is vaccinated, and my last born is vaccinated. The others are in their own houses, and I'm very happy about that. But outside, when I step outside, sir, I will wear my mask.
Good.
I am not taking it.
So what's your parting shot for this Monday morning to our viewers?
My parting shot is the support for President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to finish his legacy. Support for him to unite Kenya, to unite a better country called Kenya, to make it peaceful for everybody, conducive for East Africa, to make it conducive for Africa, to make Africa a better place for everybody. We're endured to wipe out corruption, to remove corruption, to avoid violence, and for William Ruto, my good friend, the younger man that I stood for in 2008, 2009, when nobody wanted to look at him. I just want to ask you, sir, stop paranoia. Look back and know ego kills. Ego can divide the country. All of us have our own ways of behaving, but yours, you as a leader, you aspire to become one. You don't determine how you will forgive the other when they have not wronged you. It is you now who is going to wrong them and put them on a blackmail. Forget politics of blackmail, Your Excellency Deputy President. Otherwise, I wish the chairman of Kass organization, the entire organization, good health, my good friend, and I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to the world, and the Kass will always live longer. Let's keep up our program every Monday.
All right. Thank you, sir. Really, really appreciate. Safe journey there on your travels out there, and have a good one, even in that land. Thank you for waking up early for catching this particular show, and thank you for watching us, viewers from all over the world.
It is 4 minutes. It is 4 minutes. 4 minutes to 9 o'clock here. Yes. Therefore, I'm going for my next meeting at 12. I'm catching a train to that meeting. Then later on, I will go to the labor conference in Brighton, another place which takes about 1 hour from where I am, to meet 7 of my colleagues of Labour Party. All of them are there. And then tomorrow, I will give you an update. Meanwhile, thank you very much. Thank you, all of you. Stay firm. Support President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That's my friend forever. Whether I'm alone, I'll remain supporting him. That is my stand. I never waffle. I never change.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. That's 59 minutes for today. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit, and have yourselves a wonderful day.